All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead. I want to just add, this is my first time working with a hanger stake, and I've watched and studied to the best of my ability. So we're gonna go ahead for the first time and go through our trim. As you can see here, I've identified that tendon here that needs to be removed, and we're gonna go ahead and take off some of this silver skin. One of the first and most important things to have is a sharp knife, and we're gonna pull this right along, which is, you can see, coming off pretty easily. This Danko Pro Series knife really helps with that process. And I'm just gonna go along and trim off fat is flavor, but in this case, this meat is so tender already, we want to not over trim it, but we definitely want to do a little bit of trim work. So as you can see, I'm just identifying these areas. And for all you fishermen out there that know how to fillet, you understand what we're doing here. So I'm going to continue to pull off again. And I'm not trying to be overly, I want a little bit of fat to produce. Just these little pieces hanging off, fat that I think will take a little bit long to render. Now, as you can see, this piece here, it's almost asking to be trimmed off. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim that piece and trim a little bit of this additional fat, because a piece like this is gonna cook really quick. So we're gonna continue to work with that. All right, so I'm going to work against this tendon. As you can see here, it's already somewhat started right here. Now I'm just going to run my knife right along that tendon all the way out. Okay, like so. And I'm going to come back on this piece and work right along this tendon. And if you see I'm doing something ill-advised or wrong, put it in the comments. I'm always open to learn. I am not by any means an expert. This is that tendon that kind of ruins that bite, so they say. So I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it. There's a little bit of fat here, which, as you can see, it's just pulling off silver skin. And one of the things I try to do, if I don't have to put myself in harm's way working with this sharp knife, I won't. Got a little bit of this tendon on the other side here. It almost wants to separate itself. If you just grab it. Just got that started a little bit. And you can see once we finally finish this, we're going to have a nice proportion steaks to work with. And of course, we're going to complement this with something else. Maybe do a surf and turf, or I haven't quite decided yet. But for my first time here, I can live with this. That little bit of fat there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this into a piece. So in essence, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna have a little bit of shrinkage with that, but these are gonna be nice. Not gonna take very long to cook because they're small pieces. So we're gonna take the internal temp to about 135 on these. Once we do put them on the grill, I'm gonna marinate today. We're gonna put these into a bag and pour a little bit of marinade over them. And the type of marinade, I'm going to be using Stubbs beef marinade. You can pick it up at most local grocery stores. It's got a little bit of soy, red pepper, and ginger profile. And I'm putting just a little bit. I'm not going to soak them too much. So we're going to let these do what they do. We're going to put it all in the refrigerator and let it go overnight, actually. I'm going to finish this one up, and we'll come back to you once we get ready to pull these off, the final seasoning, before we prep and go on to the smoker.